GM Farcaster. It is Monday, April 22nd, and you are here with Adrian and Nanish Prof for 21 minutes of Farcaster News to start your day. GM Adrian, happy Monday. How are you today?
Good morning. Happy Monday. Doing great. How are you?
I am good, and we are both sporting a similar background, which makes a lot of sense because this is the piece from Chris Corella for our Here for the Art drop that just happened. And this happened on Friday, and it was amazing. I'm so excited to share this with you all. So if you are a WowWow subscriber, for a hyper sub, you have this airdrop to you in your wallet. So go look for it. You can also mint additional pieces. You're on the allow list. And if you're a Mole subscriber, you're on the allow list for this. So you can go mint this piece. And it is so fun. Let me see if I can get the moving one. There we go. There's a moving one. So you can see the movement on this. It's really fun. I love what he did. I'm so excited. He's been doing these sort of 50s retro vibes. And I loved that you mentioned it kind of reminded you of Fallout, because I've been watching that as well. That like sort of weird retro techno, like I can't quite figure out what year it is kind of thing.
Yeah. Retro futurism, like you're somehow in the past and the future all at the same time.
At the same time, yeah. And this is this is podcasting in the 50s. Which is why we're both wearing dresses. There we go.
You will never, I promise you will never see me in a dress.
Same. You will never see me in a dress. But it's occasionally I've sported one, but it's,
did you ask Chris who's who?
There's no red hair, so I don't know, but I think it's just, I don't know, but it's pretty cool. And we do have an interview with Chris that I recorded this weekend. And it will be coming out probably tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is similar to what I did with Max's, is we will stream it on Unlonely. And so I think what we're going to do is stream that tomorrow at 11:30. And so I will share that later today. So it's like the recorded stream kind of thing. And then I'll jump in the chat so we can talk about it. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great chat with him, just focusing on the art, which was hard because usually when I'm chatting with Chris, we're talking nouns and dows and purple and all the things, and I'm like, Chris, we're gonna stay focused. And we only talked about dows at the very end. Yeah, you should have done this one. But we did pretty good. I was surprised. We talked a little bit about dows, but as they related to art. So only energy, I think, was the only one we talked about. So this was a lot of fun, and I really love how this piece came out. We have another one coming very, very soon on on the day of our 100th episode at FarCon. So from Chris Co-Created, that's going to be our next drop. So you might want to be a subscriber, is all I'm saying, because if you know what Chris does, there's something special to that. So just saying, you might want to be a part of that. So
are you trying to trigger some FOMO?
I'm just trying to trigger some people to, like, they might want to pick up a Mole, or there's a few people who haven't renewed.
The wow.
I'm just saying there's things coming next week. There are things coming next week that you are going to really want. I'm just saying. I just did a bunch of orders for FarCon. I'm just saying. So maybe, maybe there's going to be a happy hour that I'm about to announce, but just saying.
And for anyone who hasn't been following Prof, she's a gift giver.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And if you've ever seen her travel, she travels like with one suitcase for her clothing and things she needs, and like a slightly larger suitcase for things she's giving out.
So accurate. And by the way, I haven't even told you how much stuff I just ordered. I'm afraid to tell her all the things I ordered this weekend. I'm just like, I'm just gonna pay for this out of pocket. I don't even want to tell her like what I did, but I'll share later.
There's only FarCon is it's a once a
year, maybe
once a year experience, once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So, and we do have a guest who's going to pop in just a little bit, and we see you down there, Ryan. We'll be pulling you up in just a bit. We're going to just go through a few more notes here before we jump to you and explain all the things about the White Rabbit. But I wanted to point out there was some really cool art for 420 that was coming out. This is from Chris Corella, and I think this was part of what he was playing around with at first when he was creating for us. And so I think this is one of the ones that he decided to turn into something else, but I thought it was really cool.
I like that one.
I do too. It's really funky. This came out the end of last week, I think it was, Optimus from Ripe, and it is popping off like crazy. You minted this with Higher on Highlight, and it's pretty awesome, and it's been popping like crazy. It's got this very Outcasters vibe, but with a Higher theme, and I really love it. Picked up 3 myself. And then this from Ben Bodie, which was really funky for Bicycle Day and 420. Bicycle Day apparently is about tripping. It's not my thing, but if you're into some psychedelics, there you go. But the art is really, really cool and funky. So go check that one out too. That's still minting. Optimus is sold out. It was sold out so fast, but you can pick it up on secondary. There are some available. And moving on from the art, we get into the tech. And this is from DWR. I went through the 370 replies. Here's a summary of what people want us to fix. No guarantees on timing, but we will take a look at all of these. And you can see some of these top requests, which we also have, like mute channels has been a big one for a lot of people for a long time. GIFs, of course, that's been a big one for a lot of people for a long time. Anything that stood out to you that you really want to see like prioritized at this point?
Yeah, I just noticed the only thing I asked for gets ignored every time, and I'm okay with it because
what was it?
Because Dan and Varun, if you're listening, I do trust you guys and trust you're looking at most number of complaints, but I'll keep complaining about. I'll use my soapbox to complain.
What is it?
It's my web app.
Oh. Okay.
For whatever reason is not so usable. So I'm mostly mobile only.
Okay.
I use it for like 3 seconds and then it crashes every time and then it doesn't work. And so I'm unhappy, but I'm not complaining.
Not complaining. All right.
That it never makes it on the list. But
well,
Dan
they're always
asked for
focusing.
feedback.
He said mobile is always going to be priority. So
yeah, because the desktop doesn't work. It doesn't count.
So it doesn't work.
Maybe if the web worked, my usage would go up.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Your usage is pretty high.
Yeah. No, I meant the split. Okay, I'm just saying you. But no, funny. I do love that he's always asking for feedback, and people have a voice. So definitely,
And there's don't complain. Yeah.
Yeah, don't complain if you're not giving productive feedback.
Yeah, exactly. I do appreciate that too. There's always those moments. And this is from V. Bundles are now fully rolled out on Hubs. Hubs now uses 50% less bandwidth and CPU to stay in sync. So that's pretty cool. Nice upgrade. And hopefully that will lead to less downtime. Then we had this from Horsefax. New on Warpcast. Remove installed actions. Tap the gear icon in the actions panel or visit settings, actions, search for actions on the discovery screen, also on web. There you go. Thanks to Deodad for action search. And this is pretty cool. And in related news, I did a swap out the other day for this one. This was Hot Potato. Have you played Hot Potato yet?
Yes, I've played Hot Potato.
Okay. Well, there's a new Hot Potato.
And I swapped out my my action for the sexier, better looking version as well.
The better version. So do you want the new styled Hot Potato button? Add the action below, and then you can remove the old one. And that was the reason I was highlighting this is the swap was very easy. It was very easy to like replace an action. So I did appreciate that. Okay, what else do we have from Rish from Nanar? Things are loading a little slow today. GM, quick FYI that Dune and Nanar are actively working on updating the Farcaster data on Dune. Previous pipeline was used to update the data 1 to 2 times a day. It got inefficient as the network grew. With the new upgrades, data will be much more real time, less than 5-minute average latency. Appreciate y'all's patience. So that is some good news. Everybody's working on scaling. And then this from our friends at Pinata. This is from Polluter of Minds. This is a project I just started thinking about more. I first started thinking about more than 2 years ago. We finally prioritized it recently and got it across the finish line. We are the first and only IPFS provider to give you this level of detail and analytics into how your gateway is being used. So this is from Pinata's blog, Data Discovery Made Simple, introducing analytics. So give that a look. And I know they've been doing a lot with frame analytics as well. So, and excited to, I don't know. I don't even want to say it, but there's something coming soon and analytics is part of that. So,
this is so cool to see. And don't you love
wait.
the stories when you see kind of things that have been on the horizon for years and maybe not prioritized, but it's like all these good ideas that don't get the light of day today doesn't mean they die. And
Absolutely.
and obviously our podcast is on chain, and we've talked about the struggles of being able to report on analytics on kind of on-chain versions and how they're different than Web 2 platforms. So just interesting to start seeing analytics layers on top of files and IPFS.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it's actually so much, you can get much richer data when things are on chain, but just not everything's on chain. So sometimes that's a little tricky, but
Richer.
we're getting there. We're getting there. It's cool when we're talking to potential sponsors for them to be asking for our smart contracts and and we can be like, here's our Dune dashboard. And we're working on building out a second one that's a little bit more robust and has all of our stuff. So it is kind of cool that we're getting to that point. That's
hot tip potential sponsors when you ask us for our smart contract and not our YouTube views. We love you.
I know. We love that. It's
so
amazing.
Cool.
We're like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, we're aligned.
Yeah, it's great. That's a good indicator. That's a good indicator of alignment for sure. This from Beta Shop and Airstack builder rewards for frames devs just went live. DSA, then it goes through the list of what everyone got. See all the earners at airstack.xyz, not a token. Use Airstack Frames Validator and earn 100 nada every time anyone uses your frames. And I thought this is pretty cool. It's kind of taking the creator rewards to a new place. And I like the creativity of that, like to, take that sort of thinking and play it out into a new realm. So very cool. Good to see. Couple more things before we get to our guest today. FarCon announcements. Want to get dinner with others from Ted? Want to get dinner with other Farcasters between the summit and after party concert on Thursday? Sign up to get paired with each other and get $30 per person via demo and event. Incredible win-win-win collaboration. This is what FarCon is all about. So this is really cool. Go check this out if you have a pass and would like to meet somebody new and hang out. I feel like I don't have time for that, but I think that's during my nap time, to be very honest. Yeah. But it sounds very cool. And this also from Ted, super random hypothetical. Side note, narrator, this is neither random nor hypothetical. Let's say we are offering live small tattoos at FarCon. What on-chain styles would you be open to getting? The Farcaster arch, the base logo, the Zorb orb, the DGen top hat, the rainbow, your FID number. Oh my God, I can't believe I just wrote that. I can't believe you did either. So, Adrian, you getting a tattoo? My response, by the way, was definitely not my FID, but I've been thinking about the Noggles for a while and GM. So, and maybe an arch to go with it. But go ahead.
Wow, you're getting 3 tattoos.
I'll get at least 2, maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
I cannot believe how many people just said yes. And I can't wait to check the revealed versus stated versus revealed preference. So
didn't even think
stated preference, everyone's getting tatted up at FarCon. Let's go.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. A lot of higher. That surprised me. By the way, if somebody gets the Party Dow guy, that's just hilarious. Please do. Somebody already got a DGen tattoo. That was a little surprising. I expected DGen top hats, but I was really surprised at how many people said higher in the arrow, because I feel like that hasn't been around as long. So that's pretty impressive. Like, I need a lot more time with something before it's gonna get tattooed on me. So, but hey, you do
I
you
can see
people.
though the arrow, you decide it's not for hire, you can repurpose it.
True. That
A
is
little more
very,
neutral
very true.
than a top hat, let's say.
Very, very true. I'm going to mention one more thing, and then we're going to get to our guest. This was from I Speak Nerd, and it was just like a really cool, feel good moment. We did it. Thank you, everyone. I bought tabletop.xyz yesterday. Site doesn't exist yet, but more to come. So this was a little crowdfunding with DGen. Little DGen tip crowdfunding. So 90K DGen tips for a tabletop domain. And that was in the tabletop channel to come together to actually pull together a website for a tabletop. So growing the little tabletop universe. And I thought that was very cool. I threw my tips over there and was excited to contribute. So I'm happy to see it worked out. So very cool. Okay.
New wisely.
We're going to bring somebody new to the stage. I'm going to add Ryan up here. Hey, Ryan, how are you today?
Hey, how you doing?
GM. And to be very fair, Adrian has no idea what's going on. Like, I kind of sprung her this on.
I have a little idea. I got a little preview about 30 minutes ago. Good morning. GM, and welcome, Ryan. Good to see you.
Yeah, GM.
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys too. Thanks so much for having me on.
And we're super excited to have you here. And I'm going to pull up, hold on, I need to pull up a couple. I didn't realize I didn't have them ready to go. A couple casts here. Do you want to talk about, so People Pleaser had this game that happened, and then you ended up winning. So can you talk about like that whole thing and like why were you like, I can't believe how good you were at this. So some context here. People Pleaser puzzle game out. It looks amazing. You have to mint the pieces. We talked about this last week. You had to mint the pieces, and you could only see the pieces in the frame of people that you were following. So there was that piece of it. So you'd see them, but they wouldn't be the exact thing. They wouldn't have the clues on them. And then you were putting together these puzzle pieces so quickly and then there was this group chat that popped up, and Dewoofi, I don't know if he's in our chat today, but Dewoofi was in that as well and putting together this chat. And then like before I even had a second to be like, okay, I saw this in the video, it was done and it was over. So can you talk a little bit about like how that came together? Because it was you and two other folks who really kind of drove that and found the answer. So like,
yeah. So I mean, so much credit to OX Spencer and at Poopin or Kark, however you want to call him.
Let's call him Kark.
Yeah.
Let's call him Kark.
Yeah. And so they had some really great talent. They invited me into a 3-person chat for us to just kind of collaborate. Both of their wives were with them watching the screen, and I was watching too. So we each had a quadrant of the screen that we were watching, and we were just like
that was so organized. So yeah, so you could get all of the clues except for 4. There were 4 that were specifically going to be in the movie that the animated short they were putting out. So yeah, so that is so organized. Like, you watch this quadrant, that's next level organization. And then you were able to find the last 4, but it wasn't that easy. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we actually, going into it, knew that there was an Ethereum recovery tool that if you had 11 of the 12, that it could potentially get you there. So we actually we found ourselves in that situation at the end of the episode. We were like, wait, we don't have all 12. What was the 11th one? And it kind of like was coming in clutch because we had also recorded the episode ourselves so we could go back and watch. And I think it was OX Spencer's wife who had seen it was like number 10 of the 12. So we're like, okay, we have the 11. Now we can run this recovery tool to see, it'll go through all the word list for that. Like
They
that
built tools, Adrian. They built
Yeah.
tools for this. Yeah.
This is what I'm picking up from this. So obviously this is just a game and all for fun. And I want to talk about what you did after once you won. So, but just the reminder, like in the internet, when you're going up against someone, one, you're going against people who are organizing, that have team efforts, that are like, and that are using recovery tools and everything available beyond amazing.
Yeah,
No shot
and
for
let me
us.
tell you what I was
You're
doing.
there.
Oh no, this is what I was doing with the original puzzle. I was like on Canva, like pulling like, and then I'll pull this piece in, and then I'll put it, and then I was like, I'm never, and then by the time I even got like one tiny little thing, they were done. Like this was like this is even before we got to the video. But it was like, oh, we've got this, and this. And I'm like, okay, I've got books. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got that one thing.
Ryan, off topic, but the Ethereum recovery script, I mean, is this just like a typical kind of like password guesser, like brute force, but you only need to guess one word, so therefore
Yeah, exactly.
more then I
Yeah.
don't need my quantum desktop
Yeah,
to
I think
make that
it's
happen.
if you search for Seed Saver on Google, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, somebody has been developing that for a while. You can run it offline too, in case you want to make
That's
sure that seed phrase you
scary.
recover doesn't go out into whatever Ethernet. You know.
That's scary.
Okay, back on
scary.
topic.
But anyway,
I'm gonna take
back to the fun part. So you all end up solving this puzzle, and I have to show this part. You put a note into the actual, like when you claimed it, right? So is that how this went in? So to say, hey, we won, we got it.
That's right. Yeah, we encoded a message on the blockchain to kind of make our mark in history for this, and all credit to OX Spencer for that idea. That was a really great little move to
Love
like
it.
we had already gotten at this point, and he was just like, we're just gonna make a little signature here, you guys. I'm
Love
like,
it.
hell yeah. That was great.
I love that. And speaking of OX Spencer, he went through and really laid out exactly how you all cracked this code and solved the puzzle, and went through, here are the scripts, and you shared them on GitHub, which that's amazing. Went through all the steps as to how this all happened and how it came down. The parts about, the assists from the team and watching it and all of this, and then finally putting in the announcement to the world that you'd won. So I want to move now to, okay, what happens next? So I'm in this group chat, and Ryan comes in and goes, yeah, we got it already. And we were like, okay, so you don't need our help. We're useless, but still says, hey, we have something we're planning, and we want to know if you want to be a part of it. So can you talk a little bit about the Shibuya puzzlers? How do you pronounce that?
Shibuya?
Shibuya? Shibuya
Shibuya.
puzzlers. Yeah. Shibuya. Okay, got it. I should have known that. I knew it was Shib related, but I couldn't quite get the rest of it. Shibuya Puzzlers Group, a DC group of multiple community members who got together last week for the wallet hunt, is proud to announce that the White Rabbit has escaped. Search it down the rabbit hole and continue the quest for almost 1 ETH in prizes, bringing multiple communities together to meet new friends. And that's why you're here, is to talk more about that. So tell us, like, what is the quest? What's going to happen, and how is GM Farcaster involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So, once we made the win, I thought, like, there were so many people who helped to make this happen, and I want them all to have a stake in this. I want to somehow give back to the folks who contributed in that group chat of the 15 people who are all working so diligently before the episode to get puzzle pieces together. And so, that was my thought going into it before we even won. I was like, if we win, I want to do a community kind of co-hosted treasure hunt. And so I was like, well, we won, so that's what we're doing. You know?
Yeah, you had that thought like really early, like way before it was like, oh, you guys got this. Like it was really cool to see that. And I was like, oh yeah, definitely. Like that would be amazing.
Yeah. And
So I was
so
like, yeah, let's do that. That's great. This is when I still thought I was actually going to help. That I would actually be able to actually contribute actual help in
well, now
time.
you are. Now you are. Now you're going to be a big part of it because here on this podcast is one of the first clues to unlock this almost 1 ETH in prizes. So the cool thing about it now is that as many people in that chat who are going to be participating have now submitted their requirements to me. These are secret
awesome.
requirements that only I know. I've inputted them into our quest line. Some of them are going to be made known today, put out into the clear text of the internet for everyone to see. Other ones are going to be seeded among the community. So, for example, here on this podcast, there's a little bit of a secret that there's going to, if you watch through the podcast, or if maybe you listen to our, our words and read between the lines here, you may be able to find out a secret.
I don't even know what it is. I have no idea what it is. So I'm going to have to go back and watch this a few times and see if I can figure it out. This is so cool. I love that. I love games. I love puzzles. I love all those kinds of things. So this was just right up my alley. I wish I had had a little bit more time to really contribute, but it was so much fun to watch you all work and like see you like it's just and to see that instead of like, okay, we won this, it's ours now. It's like we won this and now let's do something even bigger. And like bring in more of the community to participate in it. And I just think that's amazing. So it's such a genius kind of thing, Adrian. Such a genius kind of thing.
I was like,
right?
and why is that just such like Farcaster-y culture? And why do people just intuitively get it?
Yeah, it's just so much more valuable than, the prizes to me, the engagement in the community and people finding new friends and stuff. Like I had never been part of the Shibuya community before this, but the puzzle brought me in, and now I have watched all 5 episodes and I'm heavily involved. So, and I'm going to help, bring more people into it. Like, I'm really happy to help the word, spread even further. And, for all of the different community members who are part of Shibuya, who are like, oh, I've got, my podcast, I've got my channel, I've got, these things. We're going to be promoting the community's things as well. So they're all going to be getting together and, following each other and finding these secrets. And it's going to be really fun. So, yeah.
I'm so excited. This is so fun. And I'm so happy that you let us be a part of this. And so mint this podcast today because you might have to look back at it. I'm just saying, you might need to review something. Yeah. But this is super exciting.
Okay. Ryan is pointing to something maybe on your bookshelf, but what I think is interesting is like depending on our screen, like things are getting cut off. So now I'm going to be having to, no, maybe not.
I'm just looking to see like what you're looking for.
I'm like it. Yeah.
I just wanted to show
screenshot and zoom in. There's got to be some clue behind.
There's gotta be something. Maybe there, maybe okay. I just wanted to show one more time the cast too about this, and that you say right there, watch GM Farcaster this morning for some clues related to the continuation of Shibuya, the rabbit hole, and a bit of information about what we're building at The Creator. So you want to be following The Creator's channel also. That's going to be very helpful if you want to be a part of this. And we're super excited. Like, I cannot wait to see this all go down. We'll be following it and sharing anything new that we see coming out. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun week. How long do you expect this puzzle or this quest to go? Like, what's is there an end date in mind, or is this just until somebody gets it?
It's going to be until somebody gets it, and there's going to be multiple prizes to get as well. So
cool.
Yeah, there'll be a few winners walking away from this one.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. Anything else that they need to know, or any other alpha that you want to spill?
I would say mint this episode. This is a great episode to mint. Yeah,
you go.
that's all I can say.
So if you're an active Wawa or Mole, I think we're gonna airdrop to the Moles today. I'm gonna airdrop this one to the Moles. I'm going to give you a little bonus here, Mole holders. So if you're on our hyper sub, you're going to get this airdrop to you, and that might come in handy. So there you go. Thank you, Ryan, and I'm going to airdrop it to you too, Marian, because this is amazing. I love that you guys are doing this, and so we will see you on the timeline. And I'm going to say goodbye to you now. We're going to do a quick wrap up, and thanks so much for coming.
Wait, Ryan, will you be any chance you're at FarCon next week?
Oh yeah, there's somebody just asked that.
We may be. We had reached out to the team to see if the new venue had some extra room for us, and they said possibly, no promises, but if we get the invite, we're absolutely going to show up. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Okay, Ted, make it happen. Very cool. We're excited. We're excited for this. We'll be following your progress, and thanks so much for popping in. We appreciate you.
Guys.
All righty. Bye, Ryan. So yeah, so this is exciting, huh? This is fun. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, what an interesting way to approach. You just won a game, and let me give it all back to you. And I'm like, that's a very
and build on top of it, right? It's very
build on top of it. Yeah,
it's very playful. It's generous. You're kind of pulling in like the whole composable aspect of community and different projects and people. So, I can't think of something more Farcaster native.
Absolutely. And if you go back and look at the original puzzle, and I know you kind of missed that a little bit, like the frame itself, like the frame design of all of that, very cool. Just very, very, very cool. So I was really impressed with the, people pleaser and everything that they did in the original design. So I'm super excited to see this next iteration. And that is it for us. But I have to show one last thing for no reason whatsoever, except that you can see it before you guys do. Because I just feel like it's a good way to go out today, but it kind of plays off of last week's Zuck chain. Here we go. Hopefully it's coming up. There we go. Yeah. So this is Vitalik and Zuck getting down. So yeah, there you go. This is something I'd love to see in person. Let me just tell you. But also this got Keckers over her newfound crush of Zuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a good way to get
the
over
antidote.
This is the antidote to all things. If you were feeling a little too much about that. All right, that's it. We are done for the day. We hope you have a wonderful Monday, and we will see you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. for a very special episode with Grin and Cameron. And they will be talking about last year's FarCon as we prepare for next year's. And then Thursday, we have the FarCon team on with us at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So we are on every day this week, mostly 8:30 a.m. Eastern, but except for Thursday. And we're also going to have some bonus recording things going out. It's going to be a very busy week. So we will see you tomorrow. So with that, we say bye-bye.